The sun is out, and we are ready to play the NCAA Women's Lacrosse Quarterfinals. First of 4 here today. Winners will advance to next weekend's national semifinals. The first ticket will be punched. Florida out of the American Athletic Conference visiting College Park to take on the Maryland Terrapins. There's a look at the bracket. Again, first of 4 games here today. Shay Ahern for Maryland, Liz Harrison for Florida getting to the draw circle, and we are off. Florida controlling the opening draw. Great pickup by Emily Heller.
One of the grittiest, most athletic players for the team in blue. I thought Shay Ahern just about won that draw control.
Danielle Pavanelli goes right down Route 1.
We're athletic, we're fast, we know it. When we see isolations that we like, if there's a particular matchup, we're gonna take it. They like to push fast breaks, run some slow breaks, and really just look to challenge the defense early on.
She just has tremendous wrist strength. Just picking up those ground balls as we take a look at the numbers for Emily Sterling, the all Big Ten performer. And a shot and another goal. Sterling cannot get to that one, and that was Madison Waters.
Aren't sure if she's actually going to start to dodge because she has the ability to beat her defensive player quickly, so all eyes kind of turn towards her, and they're just coming off of a stack, a little bit of a defensive miscommunication.
2024 campaign with losses to Loyola and North Carolina, and that win in overtime against Maryland on February 24th was the jumpstart of a 19-game win streak. This is a Maryland team that is playing defense right now. The shot, they just can't stop Florida here in the early going. Maggie Hall.
Maggie Hall with the topside dodge. She is excited, pumping up all of her teammates as we are in quarterfinal one-on-one.
I mean, you talk about their wins in 2024. They beat Syracuse, Denver, James Madison, Michigan. And there is a save by the Florida netminder. That's Elise Fennell. Foul against Maggie Hall. She will have our first 8-meter opportunity of the game. There you see Hall, the lefty, staring down Emily Sterling. Steps in, shot, nice save by Sterling. Beautiful save as Florida continues to apply the pressure. Good defense from the Terrapins. Aiden Peduzzi, feed inside, nice handle. And another goal.
This is her second goal of the day. A nice little feed as they're moving the ball. If you don't have a quality shot, they are making sure to pull that ball out of the backside. And what I love is they moved it quickly to find another cutter inside. So their first cutter pulled the ball out, moved the ball again, and then they attacked once again.
So no power play for Florida, just a possession situation?
Correct, because they did not give a yellow card in that situation.
A feed inside, and that's another goal.
With more eyes going to Pavanelli or Hall, that does open up a lot of players that generally don't have the same type numbers. Emily Heller, she had the vision this time from up top.
As Emily Sterling directing traffic, Maddie's older sister. Feed inside, looks like Sterling got a piece of that. Shannon Smith operating against this Florida defense. Detours back into the front of the cage, gets whipped to the turf, no call.
That they oftentimes use throughout the entire game, so they want to give them rest as well. When I say true middies, they're playing both offense and defense.
Pavanelli feeds inside, and it's Madison Waters once again.
They're not delaying in their dodge. So we see the isolation. As soon as Madison Waters gets the ball, we see her turn Maryland player down. So let's take a look as we see this follow through right into the head of the Maryland defensive player. So it looks like that may have been missed on the field because anytime there's contact with the head, that's an immediate yellow.
American Athletic Conference pick. She has won 4 out of the opening 6 draws of this game. Florida, meanwhile, turns it over, airmails it, but on the restart, they score.
A ride. They have a lot of pressure set up on the ball carrier, and that is uncharacteristic for number 17 in white, Maddie Sterling, just giving the ball up that easily. And it just seemed a little bit too complacent on the defensive end with their clear. and develop into some offense, because that's when you really get both teams going. Because right now the attack is frustrated. They're waiting for the ball from the defense, whereas defense is like, can you hold the ball a little bit?
And Florida is doing anything but holding the ball.
Playing lacrosse, which is a little bit confusing because in season there are replays that coaches are allowed to have, so different come NCAA time.
Lubecker shoots.
Elise Fennell with that last save. I love the fact she stands tall in the cage, her quick reflexes. Defensively, you can run through the crease, so surprised.
Libby May with the shot. Fennell looks like she is seeing the ball well. This is Clevenger. Another shot to save by Fennell. Those two unseeded teams, of course, the Florida Gators we're watching now, and then the Michigan Wolverines. What a win they had last week.
In terms of quarterfinals, coming up with how to win these games, but they are tough, they're physical, they're fast, and they are going hard towards cage. You know, many teams electing to play man within their regular sets. This is a zone defense because they are in a power play situation.
Lubecker whips it and scores. Stop and pop.
She's a dodging style player, but she has a lot of power. A lot of teams electing to see what they like on the men's side and kind of incorporating it into the women's game.
Chrissy Thomas gets the ball checked away from her. Terrific one-on-one defense by Bragg of Florida. And here come the Gators. Looking across, beautiful skip pass, nice little stick fake. Hall sticks it.
Defense can start some offensive play. And a great defensive stand. Hannah Heller, the one beginning with the great 1v1 defense. And then the speed of Emily Heller. Moving the ball quickly. Coach Mandy O'Leary talked about the fast, the slow breaks. Great vision to get the ball from one side of the field to the other. It gets the defense's head spinning. But I like this pump fake. A pump fake. Shooting space not called, so Maggie Hall used that quick first step and said, fine, I'm going to dodge around you.
They need goals. They need them in a hurry. Kendi Major, a flash to the cage. Cycles low goal line extended. Hands it off to Lubecker. LaPointe, shot to score.
And they are subbing out the other two middies, an offensive and a defensive one. That creates situations like this with a trail player coming in. Defense maybe a little bit too relaxed, not seeing someone coming in from the box.
That was Pavanelli, Danielle Pavanelli.
You know, this quarter, 1-1 in quarter two already.
Waters with the shot, Sterling with the clean stop. Libby May with the feed behind the cage to Chrissy Thomas. Thomas being guarded by Ashley Dyer, a freshman for the Florida Gators out of Elk Ridge, Maryland. There she is fighting for a ground ball against Shay Ahern. Fennell, 5 saves so far in the game. Clean look for Edmondson, passes it up. Gets met by 3 blue jerseys. Feed, Ahern with the shot.
And it looks like some time was taken off of the shot clock. It went from 82, now it's down to 73. So after that adjustment, the referees feel like the appropriate time is on the clock. Still plenty of time for Maryland.
Lubecker with the shot. Fennell is there again.
You can hear the call coming in from the sideline. Florida wanting them to run their stacks.
The possession clock was reset from 29 seconds to 34. Hall wheels it out. Will reset this Florida offense, looking to go back up by 9 goals. Heller, strong move to the cage, shot, and she finds the back of the net.
That speed, it's not just in transition, but it's in those isolation one-on-one situations. We saw a little jitterbug action, a little stutter step, and then she just explodes by her defensive player.
Trying to get something going here. Lubecker feed. Abby May picks up the loose change. Gets it up to Maggie Weissman. Left-handed shot and a beauty. Far post.
This season they faced a lot of zone. They had to move and share the ball. But again, giving it right back to the Florida defense. Maggie Wiseman, the nice little stutter
of her teammate. There's number 27 in blue, Gianna Monaco, sophomore out of Mount Laurel, New Jersey, 28 goals, 10 assists. Ball is turned over again. It's Megan Ball. Maryland seems to really kind of have ratcheted up the pressure in the middle of the field and on the back line in these transition situations. Kennedy Major, she has shown her jets consistently in this game, gets it from defense to offense, and here come the Terps. Clevenger gets inside, shot to score. Eloise Clevenger with the early.
From the defensive transition, they were able to get the ball back to then Clevenger. It seemed like she's going to slow down, maybe run a little bit of a slow break, and then she ratcheted her speed up even faster. We see the slide, not even looking.
Consistent officiating is, I think, what you're asking for.
Yeah, you know, I think it's tough to explain to fans a different game inside the 30s.
Maggie Hall ahead of steam. We saw some bodies flying. I don't see an official signal thus far, but it looks like the goal will count for Florida. Maggie Hall, so quick off that 8-meter.
Quick, and we see her protection, getting her body between the stick and the defender. And it's this little push from Major that they are calling.
Rings off the pipe, so now Maryland, 2 consecutive pipe shots. Unlucky. Feed over to Edmondson. Edmondson, time room, finds it.
They are looking to rein things in. Maryland still down by 7 as they are looking to battle back in this first NCAA quarterfinal.
I mean, really was the midfield that propelled Florida to that win back in February. Madison Waters had 3 goals. Paisley Egan had 4. And there's a shot by Lubecker.
You know, a lot of isolation plays that Maryland's setting up. Too much space given by the Florida Gators right here defensively. You see no contact. Hannah Lubecker, when you give her space, she has the ability to wind up and shoot big.
An assistant at Delphi, at his alma mater under Gary Gate when he was the women's coach, now at Florida. Florida, lucky ricochet, 15 seconds to shoot for the Gators. Maryland has been very stout defensively here in the second half. Nice feed inside, whirling Dervish, Pavanelli denied. Rebound, she gets it, and it's Egan. And there's gonna be no goal. Looks like a goal crease violation as we saw some bodies again. Collision on College Avenue. Maryland continues to hang around. Shot, nice save.
But yes, a Florida player was inside, potentially pushed. Nevertheless, not a goal.
Whistle stops play. Hall was about to unleash a lefty. Maggie Hall, senior from Bel Air, sizing up another Bel Air native in Sterling. And Sterling denies her. What a save. But we have a push against Maryland. Hall steps in and this time finds pay dirt.
Again, that shoulder protection. You know, this is one of those tough ones.
And watch Hall leave her feet.
That's what I was about to say. It reminds me of men's, right?
A dive.
Right.
Goal mouth.
Which we don't have a goal mouth extra circle in the women's game. The semifinal, same exact thing. She is willing to take the hit for her team.
And Sterling with that save, that was beautiful. But you give a good offensive player, a good offensive team a second opportunity, what happened on the redo is typically going to be the end result. It's hard enough to get an initial stop. The ball was given to Florida, but hey, if it's the right call, then we move on. Feed inside, fake shot, score. Nice look inside.
Both of them have the capability of being a dodger and a feeder. Coach Mandy O'Leary says that Gianna, she just has that New Jersey swagger, that big-time style on the field. An excellent cut, not a lot of defensive players around her. So on the defensive end, I think they're looking pretty good for what they return. Offensively, they managed to lose a lot.
Emily Sterling with that save on the offering from Emily Heller, but a possession clock reset. Heller gets into the teeth of that Maryland defense. Nifty ground ball picked up by Shannon Smith. Smith being chased by Waters of Florida, step for step. 32 versus 2. Lubecker, solid move to the cage, gets checked.
To the coaches, should she take this in or should she make a pass off of it?
Lubecker elects to shoot, and that's right into the stick of Fennell. Gave Boston College everything they could handle in that game. Michigan will be playing in a couple of hours against that BC program. Heller shot save, Emily Sterling read it all the way, and Maryland now coming back from defense to offense. Emily Sterling to her sister Maddie. Maddie Sterling, great individual effort, tremendous clear pass, corralled by Lubecker. Feed, Chrissy Thomas on the back end, sticks it.
Because they are down a player and they transition this ball quickly to offense. Lubecker, a little bit of a miscue to Libby May, ultimately finding the stick of her teammate, Chrissy Taylor.
Every stage of the game, I think they've handled it very effectively.
Yeah, you often aren't put in situations and see how you react until the very end. None of these players have played in a championship weekend game, and they have to know it's coming.
That was a BB.
For a lefty, not necessarily a righty, we see her take that little crow hop step, opening her hips, getting her entire body involved.
Excuse me, Weissman slaloms through that Florida defense. Shannon Smith is going to try the one-on-one. Feed inside, shot and a goal. Victoria Hench with the one touch.
Move the ball, find the cutters. Find the defensive player on the heels. Chrissy Thomas, such vision inside. Victoria Hench, she did not play a few games earlier in the season, but she's one of those players who's a energy style person.
Yeah, and you got Boston College. I mean, what else can you say about that program taking on a Michigan team led by Hannah Nielsen, who has done a magnificent job this season. A victory over Syracuse. They played Florida in the regular season. Denver, James Madison, who was ranked second at the time. Then you get your Big Ten gauntlet. And oh, just for the fun of it, let's throw in Penn and Princeton, during that Big Ten slate. I mean, that is one of the best schedules, if not the best schedule in the country.
It's because of also putting up some big-time wins against tough opponents like Syracuse. Transitioning from one end of the field to the other, the Terps will not go away. Lubecker to Edmondson.
This is Maggie Hall. She has had a terrific game. She gets dumped to the turf. Foul against Maryland with less than 10 seconds to go. Clock frozen at 7 seconds. It's a good day to be a Gator, as they are going to chomp their way to Cary, North Carolina for a date in the national semifinals.